welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. Book Review. Hi, my name is Candace and I'm your host. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. I really appreciate that. In today's video, I'm going to try really hard not to cry because we're going to be reviewing the last book in Penelope Douglas's, I'm going to do it every video, Devil's Night series. It is a novella and it is called Fire Night. Okay, we're going to get into some shit, but I'm going to save it towards the end of the video because when I do like my Jerry Springer final thoughts type situation, after we've discussed like what's going on in the book. So for this novella, I have my little deet sheet. I literally just thought of that, and that's what I'm going to call it, my deet sheet. I got my little deet sheet. So this is technically considered Devil's Night book. There's a fluffy, like, floating around my face. How? This book is technically considered Devil's Night book 4.5. That's because the first 3 books in the series are full-length novels. Then there is a novella that she dubbed 3.5. Then Will's book is 4th, which is Nightfall, the one that I just finished reviewing. And then this is a novella that she dubbed 4.5. So technically, this book is Devil's Night 4.5. Okay. On Amazon, this book is listed as Devil's Night Part 6. Lies. Lies, 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 lies. Okay. This book has allegedly 117 pages. For real though? 95. So Amazon, you promised me 20 some odd pages, extra pages. Where are they? Where are they at though? Because I don't see them. They're not here. I would love an extra 20 pages of Devil's Night. Can I get it, please? Do I have to pay a little extra coin for those 20 pages? Take my money. I don't care. Shut up. Take my money. This book, as well as all of the books in this series, are free to read with Kindle Unlimited. If you don't know what Kindle Unlimited is, Google is free as well. So I've explained it in all of my previous videos. You can go back and watch those if you'd like. But I won't explain it again because my last video, I had a revelation. Someone commented and said, this is literally a full-length movie and I'm here for it. And I was like, oh, you're so sweet. And then my brain clued in what she said. And I said, wait, what? No, it's not. What? And I went back and looked, and the runtime for my last video for the review for Nightfall, 1 hour and 24 minutes and change. How? Okay, I understand that the book was 700 and change pages. I get that. It's a lot of book. How did I manage to talk for 1 hour and a half? It's easy. So today we're going to try and keep it as brief as possible because how can I possibly turn a 95-page novel into an hour-long video? I bet you think I can't, but I can. But I won't. For you, I do it all for you. So, free to read with Kindle Unlimited. If you want to purchase this novella for your Kindle, it is $2.99. To my knowledge, you cannot find these books like on eBay anywhere, I don't think. I checked earlier on in the series and did not see anything. Could there be some now? I don't know. Maybe at least the digital download, but then why would you even? Because you could just go to Amazon, whatever. If you would like to own the little thin trade paperback for this book, it is currently on sale for $6.99, which is not terrible. I will read you guys a blurb. I'm going to preface this by saying that the POV for this one is a little bit different from all of the others. The POV for this novella is alternating between all of the male characters, which is fine for me because I feel like it kind of like wrapped up the series as a whole, because the books in general are focused on 4 main guy friends, right? The women are obviously there as well, obviously. But the main focus of the series was on these 4 high school friends. So it's fitting that the last novella of the series would be from their POVs and like what their life is all about. I also appreciate the fact that she did this post novella to kind of show after the HEA, which I'm fine with, as long as whatever you're giving me after the HEA is not terrible, like they broke up or one of them cheated on the other or something like that. Because yes, I know it's real life, and I know that like the happily ever after is not the way it stays, because now it's a relationship and they're married and they're gonna have kids and they're gonna whatever. And there's gonna be hard times, I get that, but I don't wanna see that shit. Like, I don't wanna read about it. If you give me a novella that's after the HEA, I just want more of the good stuff, okay? Like, they can get in little squabbles and find, okay, fine, cool, because that's life. But anything more drastic than that, get the fuck out. Get out. I'm sorry. No, I don't want it. Now, with that being said, I will read you guys a blurb for this, and then we're gonna break it down a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit, because again, I don't want a 45-minute video. So the blurb for this one, it's the same. Yes, okay. So there's like a little snippet thingy at the beginning that says, "We've seen the Devil's Night crew get spooky." Oh boy, have we. Now, let's see them get into the spirit. So this is obviously a Christmas-based novella, like a Devil's Night novella. If you have read this series, then you will know the other books center around Devil's Night, which is the night before Halloween. So all of the other books are more dark, more spooky, and this one is supposed to be more Christmassy and lighthearted and whatever. It's not, though. Some serious shit goes down. Okay, so the clock at St. Killian's chimes as whispers float in the dark staircase above. Snow falls from the black sky beyond the windows, and candles glow, the flames lighting up the longest night of the year. Devil's Night isn't the only holiday we celebrate. Tonight, we're pulling on a different mask. Some call it midwinter, others call it Yule. We call it Fire Night. Okay, asterisk. Fire Night is a 28K word Devil's Night holiday novella suitable for readers 18+. It takes place 10 months prior to the epilogue, which is what we're going to talk about at the end, in Nightfall, and is told from Kai's, Damon's, Will's, and Michael's point of view. Okay, so the beginning of the novella starts out with everyone is gathering at St. Killian's, which is Michael and Rika's house. It used to be like I want to say like a church or something. It was like a cathedral that they've been trying to like refurbish and renovate and whatever and turn it into a home. There are a lot of underground catacombs that they got into stuff. They got into stuff in. And when they were younger. And so it holds a special place in their hearts, a lot of their hearts. And so, yeah, so everyone's gathering there to celebrate Christmas. I can't remember if it's the night before, like Christmas Eve. I don't remember that, but it is like they're celebrating the holidays. The beginning is basically Kai saving Damon's child, Octavia, from certain disaster and possibly broken bones because she like thinks she's a pirate, and she jumps off of the second store landing, like the staircase. He catches her, and then he gives Damon like a talking to, or like a little snippy comments about his parenting skills. And yeah, so basically each POV in this book is the main male characters introspecting about how their life is now versus how it used to be, or how far they've come and what they have to be thankful for. So Kai is thankful for Banks and his kids, and the fact that they have a good relationship with his parents, who his dad teaches them. His dad is Japanese, I think, and teaches them like martial arts and that kind of thing. And it goes into some detail about certain kids, and then others are just kind of mentioned, and it makes you think that maybe she's laying the groundwork for the kids to have their own books. But again, I'm going to get to that at the end because I feel some kind of way. But so everyone's meeting at the at St. Killian's for this celebration. There's a masked party that is going to be for the adults. First, the families are gathering at St. Killian's to do like a ritual that Emery is really big into, and it's where they bring down the chandelier from the ceiling. They light all the candles, and then you're supposed to write like a wish on a basil leaf, and then you burn it. And she like catches the ashes in like a little bowl or whatever. So that's going on, and all of the kids are supposed to be going to the local theater, which they're going to be having like a lock-in where they're going to watch movies and whatever, at least until like midnight or whatever. Athos, which is Michael and Rika's adopted daughter, is 17, and she thinks she's going to the grown-up party, and she's giving them a hard time about going with the kids because she's like, no, I'm grown. I'm almost there. Like, I'm going to the real party. There is a bit where I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kai's POV is first, followed by Damon's. Damon's point of view and his introspection comes from his insecurities about being a father, and he comes to a realization after he speaks with Kai that like maybe he's not a good dad. Maybe he doesn't, because his parenting skills are iffy at best. Winter, his wife, basically reassures him that, you know, she's like, yes, we don't parent the same way as other people, but our kids are happy and they love you and you love them, and it's very clear that you care about your kids, and that's really the main thing that matters. So she kind of like assuages those feelings of inadequacy. After that is Will's point of view. So everything that goes down happens around the time that Will has his POV. It's very clear at the end of Nightfall, there's an epilogue, and it makes it very clear. It takes place 10 years after the ending of Will and Emery's book. So they all have kids. In this novella, Rika is pregnant with like their little miracle baby, and essentially Michael's very protective of her, obviously, and he doesn't want her to get into any kind of scuffles or anything like that, but she's still Rika, and she's still independent, and she's still whatever. So they didn't think they could have kids. They had, apparently she doesn't ovulate regularly and her periods are very fucked up. And so she basically was told, like, it's going to be almost impossible for you to conceive your own child. They had Athos, which was the little girl that they adopted that was living at the Cove in the underground tunnels. They've raised her as their own. She's well-adjusted. It's very clear that they love each other and, like, they've never treated her like she's less than their child. But, of course, they want a child of their own that's from their own gene pool, right? So in this novella, Rika is currently pregnant. In the epilogue of Nightfall, she has had the baby, and it's a little boy, I believe. And it shows very cute snippets of, like, Michael holding the baby, and, like, it's just very, like, it's like a little wrap up of everything that's happened, right? But in that epilogue, it makes it clear that Damon's daughter, Octavia, and Kai's son, Madden, have a very special connection. Madden is strange, like in that withdrawn, extremely antisocial, quiet, scary kind of way. So he's like Damon 2.0, but introverted instead of, like, extroverted. Octavia's a few years younger than him, and she's the only one that he allows to come around him, and, like, she seems to soothe him. And so it makes it very clear that they have a special connection. So they're having this party in the current novella that I'm supposed to be reviewing. They're having this party. All of the smaller kids have been shipped off. Mads, as they call him in the book, retreats to his little reading corner. He spends a lot of his time alone reading in, like, little nooks and closets and things of that nature. Octavia I don't remember if she was supposed to go with the other kids, but she opted to stay behind with Madden. And while they're at the party, the realization dawns that as adults are entering the home, they're masked, and a lot of them they recognize, but some of them they don't. And so they're thinking to themselves, we don't have a lot of security going on right now because everybody's spending time with their families for the holidays. And there are some people here in matching masks and outfits that we don't really recognize. So if you remember the end of Nightfall, there was a point in time where they were being chased down by Iden and Taylor and a bunch of their men, that they were wearing, like, similar masks. So they explain that it's not Iden. Iden and Alex, who are now a couple together, are spending the holidays with Iden's parents instead of coming to Fire Night. So they're like, who are these masked people, and what are they doing here? What's going on? And then all of a sudden they find a dead body on the second floor landing, covered in blood, pooled in blood. And they come to the realization that both Octavia and Madden are missing. They search. Michael and Rika have the entire house basically bugged with cameras. Because Rika is the mayor, and because over the course of these last 10 years they've made a lot of enemies, they have cameras all over. So they run back the footage. They're looking for the two kids, and they see them basically being abducted by someone. And in the video, you can plainly see the two main culprits are Taylor. I forget his last name, but he was one of the men who were stranded that was in Black Church with Will. during nightfall. He was basically like the wild card that just fucked off into space, that no one really knew what happened to after he was like maimed and they fought him and whatever, and he just disappeared. Well, guess what? Now he's back. And he's working with a disgruntled bodyguard, an ex-disgruntled bodyguard of Gabriel Torrance, who is Damon's father, that they basically killed. So they have taken the two kids maybe 20 minutes ago, and they're like, okay, well, we have to go after them. Everybody jumps in their vehicles. They leave the party. They jump in their cars and they start chasing, while simultaneously being like told via the camera feeds and stuff within town, I guess, where they are, GPS and all that. So as they're driving and chasing after, they come upon a car accident. One of the two men that took Madden and Octavia is slumped over in the seat, and he's basically missing an eyeball. And he's mumbling something about that kid's crazy, that kid's insane, but they can't get much more out of him. Before he bites it, they interrogate him, and they're like, where are our kids? And he reveals that they're heading towards or on Michael's family's yacht, Python, which he thinks is docked in like the Caribbean or some shit somewhere, getting refurbished. And like, surprise, no, it's not. It's it's a mile off the coast of the thing. So, of Thunder Bay. So, they race for that. They take a boat out. They find Taylor, I think. Anyway, they find the other culprit dead. They want to know what the fuck happened to their kids. Like, what is going on? So they finally come across Madden and Octavia. Madden is holding her and seems to be okay. And Madden is just there, super chill. Like, we're fine. We're okay. He doesn't talk much. He doesn't explain himself. He doesn't say much of anything. So, they're like, what happened? Are you okay? And then the more they examine what's happened and they think back to the comments made of that kid's crazy, that kid's insane, and the missing eyeball, and now this other dude is murdered, and Kai comes to the realization that the kid in question is Madden, and that Madden has killed both of their captors in gruesome fashion. So immediately he's worried, and he's like, okay, there's something wrong with my son. He's off. And Damon, of course, being off himself, is like, don't worry about it. He'll be fine. So they get them back to St. Killian's. They make sure all the other kids who went to the theater for the lock-in are fine, and they are. They're all fine. The last bit of the novella is from Madden's point of view. And it makes it appear as if he has some kind of mental instability, like schizophrenia maybe, because he claims that he hears things too loudly. Like something within his brain is wired wrong. And the only way that he can shut everything out is to just go into like a closet or a dark space and just be alone. Because when he's around other people, their voices, the background noise, everything is just like grates his brain. And the only one who doesn't do that to him is Octavia. So it does reinforce that there is a special connection between Octavia and Matt. And while I believe that they are like related by blood, very watered down blood, but still related by blood, I'm not sure if it was made to seem as if there would be something there between them when they grew up. Is it weird that I say that I'm fine with that? Like, I'm not for incest, but I don't know. Maybe that might be, the degree of separation might be enough that they could get away with it. But Madden himself is a very interesting character because he has this thing going on, which may be just like an auditory impairment, maybe. But the fact that he's damaged appeals to me. So yeah, I don't know. So that's essentially how the book ends. Is it wraps up with Madden's point of view, where he runs into Damon in the hallway after Banks has come to check on him and see if he's okay, and he keeps reassuring her, I'm fine. He emits zero empathy. He's very stoic and cold and unfeeling and monotone and right. But he runs into, after that, he runs into Damon in the hallway, and Damon is like, do you have bad feelings about what you did? Murdering 2 people. And like, he kind of shakes his head a little bit, and that's all he said. He's all he does. And then Damon goes, good. If you ever do have bad feelings about something you've done, you come talk to me. And they're like kindred spirits. Like, I guess he sees a little bit of himself because Damon is royally fucked up. He sees a little bit of himself in Mads. So that's kind of how the book ends. Like, it's like extra, but it wasn't a tie-off. And the reason, I guess, for that being is because this novella takes place chronologically 10 months before the epilogue at the end of Nightfall. If you have read Nightfall and you read the epilogue, I don't know what happened. I'm not going to blame the author because I would assume it would not be her decision. Maybe it was the publisher's decision, maybe whatever. I don't know how she publishes her books. But it was very apparent after that epilogue that there should have been more books. Whether it be another novella, whether it be whatever. It led into Athos, who's now 18 at the end of Nightfall in that epilogue. She's just turned 18, and she's now being inducted into the family's inner group of adults, and what they get up to, like the business side of things and the more adult stuff that they do. And it made it very apparent that something was going on or would happen between Athos and one of Micah's siblings when they had that big meeting at the end of Nightfall in like the catacombs of St. Killian's. And I don't know. I feel some kind of way. Again, not necessarily directed at the author because it may not have been her decision to stop the books. But when I read the end of Nightfall, I was so hype. I was so so excited because I was like, oh my God, there's going to be another book. There's got to be another book. I went to the author's website to look for merch, and I found myself in the FAQ. And in the FAQ, someone specifically asked the question, do you plan on writing more books for Athos, or Alex and Aiden, or the rest of the children? And she definitively said that the characters may pop up in future work in like a cameo capacity, but no, she does not have any plans to write further books. And I could feel my heart sink into my stomach. I was like, what? Are you joking? because you can't just leave it like that. You literally left off like something humongous was getting ready to pop off between the family and Micah's family, and there was distinct sexual tension between Athos and Micah's sister. So, what the fuck? Again, not at Penelope, but what the fuck? So yeah. So I felt some kind of way about that. I'm still in denial, maybe a little bit, that at some point in the future, I'm just going to tell myself. I'm just going to live in denial and tell myself that there will be more books in the future at an unknown time. And my eyes will glaze over and I'll become very goth emo Stepford wife. Everything's fine. There will be more books, I'm not worried about. In time, all in due time. So that's my stance and I'm sticking to it, okay? So yeah. If this novella deserves a rating because of how short it was, I think I gave the other novella a rating. I would give it a 9. It was good. It left me wanting more, obviously, as the epilogue, as well as the epilogue at the end of Nightfall did. So yeah. So I'm just going to be sitting back here just sad and depressed, but also in denial, and everything is fine. And I will get more Devil's Night books, even if I have to write them myself as fan fiction. No, I probably won't do that because I don't think I could write a book to save my life. But so yes, would I recommend this series to anyone? Yes, obviously, and I have done, to everyone who'll listen, literally everyone who'll listen. I'm on Instagram, such a Penn Douglas whore that I have the last 3-4 months of feed has just been Devil's Night, everything. Devil's Night, everything. Punk 57, Credence, like every book I read is, so yeah, I would recommend this series to anyone. I think these books as a whole were written phenomenally. I have not been so excited about a book, much less a series of books, in years. These are considered dark romance novels, so they do have triggering scenarios that may put you off if you have experienced some type of personal trauma in your life, or if you just happen to stick with a set of vanilla contemporary romance novels. That's fine too. But this series as a whole does contain triggering scenarios like rape, child abuse, animal abuse, molestation, kidnapping, stalking, like you name it, there's a bit of that in here. But everything that was done was lending to the story, to the plot line of the book or the subplot that ran through all of the books. So there's absolutely no way I could be mad about it. I don't like dark novels in general that have triggering scenarios just for the sake of shock value. If it doesn't lend something to the story and explain why something is the way that it is, no, that's not for me. Everything that was done in these books was done for a reason. It was part of the plot, and it was integral to explaining why this character was the way that they were. And that is the mark of a good author, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's it. If you're interested in purchasing these books, I have given through every video a price for digital as well as trade paperback from Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can obviously order them through Amazon individually. If you don't have Prime and you would end up paying for shipping anyway, I would highly recommend that you purchase these books from the author's website. The author's website currently has a bundle going for all 6 of these books, signed and personalized by the author for around $80 to $85 before shipping. I don't know how much the shipping is. That's something you'll have to find out on your own because I don't do research. But yeah, it's obviously a better deal to buy through the website, especially if you want those special personalized books or something with Penelope Douglas's name in it. Like, go that route instead of Amazon. And I think that's about it. I think that's it. Look, only 37 minutes for a 100-page novel. So yeah, I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me for another video. If you like me and you like this channel, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications when I upload a new video. I upload at least once a week. And if you'd like, you can follow me on social media. I have a members only Facebook group, an Instagram, and a Twitter devoted to this channel. The Twitter I'm hardly active on. The Instagram is attached to my face 24 hours a day, so you can find me there. I also post in my Facebook group when I have like sneak peeks or, you know, just random stuff. So yeah, if you like, you can follow me on social media. I'll link everything down in the description box below, and I'll put a little banner on the screen for you guys to see. And I really appreciate you guys joining me and watching me for 40 minutes. It means a lot. Thank you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Baby shark do 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 do. Okay, let's go. Let's get it. Welcome to Thunder Bay, bitch. Hi. Okay. Yeah, hi. That was aggressive. Tone it down a little bit. Candace, turn it down. Okay, we're just gonna jump into it because I can't have another hour-and-a-half long video, okay? So, the beginning is just like them. What am I looking at? So yeah. I knew he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna do it. I knew. I just scared the shit out of him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Freckles, to scare the shit out of you. 40 minutes. 40 minutes for a 95-page novella. I don't... What's happened to me? What's happened to my life? Maybe this is why. Maybe the reason why it takes me so long to review a book. So satisfying. And maybe why my reviews are so long is because I try and get into too much detail about the book as opposed to just giving you something similar to what you find on the blurb on the back of the book, which is fine. It gives some stuff away, but not everything away. And like, I want you guys to have an informed opinion of my informed opinion. So yeah, I don't know, maybe that's why my things are so long. And as it's recently been pointed out to me, Yvette, cough, cough, what is it, the saucy bookshelf or whatever, I forget. As it's recently been pointed out to me, I tend to ramble and I go off on tangents, which is hurtful, but accurate. The rambling I will try and keep to a minimum. Or will I? The tangents are here to stay. I'm sorry. If something irritates me, you're gonna hear 10 minutes about it. Like, that's all, it is what it is. That's what you're gonna get. But if you're here and you're a repeat viewer, then you know. That's what you get. And that's probably why you're here. That and the blooper reel, because let's be honest, the blooper reels are ridiculous. So, that's all I've got for today. And I will see you guys next time. I've been talking in the blooper reel as if I'm talking on the real video, because up is down and left is right, and who gives a fuck anymore? Thank you for being here. Please don't abandon me. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna try to do better.